Philadelphia as these longtime East Coast rivals meet up in the divisional round. A trip to the NFC Championship game up for grabs as the Eagles take on the Giants. Welcome inside. Three-time Super Bowl champion Daryl Johnson. I'm Joe Davis. The Eagles, the #1 seed, and for good reason. For a lot of the year, best team in the NFL. But it's been a bit since they've been that team. You got to go back to before Jalen Hurts injured his shoulder in mid-December to find the last time they were dominant. You come into tonight, a couple questions. How healthy is Hurts, and can the Eagles recapture that dominant form?
Yeah, we've been told there's no limitations on Jalen Hurts, but we also know he's not 100%. So what's the impact on the game? I think he's going to be fine throwing the football. The big question for me is the quarterback run. That's what sets this offense apart for the Philadelphia Eagles. And let's remember about situational football in the playoffs. This offense is not the same on third down and in the red zone without that quarterback run with Jalen Hurts.
You look, Daryl, back to week 14. The Giants got crushed by these Eagles, and it was like, forget about those guys. They're not very good. Well, things have clicked. They go to the playoffs. They win their first playoff game in 11 years last week, and they think they're a much different group than the Eagles last saw.
Yeah, all these teams talk about playing their best football going into the playoffs. The Giants actually played their best football in the playoffs. A lot of that has to do with the play of Daniel Jones. He was outstanding last week. He's making really quick decisions, and whether that's throwing the football or pulling it down and running, and you add to that Saquon Barkley, this offense has become more multiple. It's much more difficult to defend than Philadelphia had to do during the regular season.
These teams first met in 1933. Tonight they meet in the playoffs for the 5th time, with a winner moving to the NFC Championship. We're getting closer to kick in Philly on Fox. Perfect playoff weather as we get closer to opening kickoff, and we go down to the field with Pam Oliver.
Hey there, Joe. Jalen Hurts believes this game will be a heavyweight fight, but what he's able to do physically will depend on how that injured right shoulder holds up. Add to that, the quarterback told me just yesterday he had some sort of bug. As for that shoulder, he said, am I 100%? I am nowhere near 100%, but I just got to go out there and still get it done. He will hope to get it done with his right tackle Lane Johnson back in the lineup. He had a groin injury, missed a couple of games. Big news for their offense. Now for what's happening with New York, here is Christina Payne.
Well, thanks, Pam. Daniel Jones utilizing his legs has been the not-so-secret weapon for the Giants this season. He doubled his carries in the regular season, and it was a major X factor last week in Minnesota. Talking to him moments ago, he said it's not something you go into a game planning to do, but I'm recognizing when the lane's open, and I feel like I've been much quicker with my decision-making this season. He feels like he's finding a rhythm, and it has been a big factor for the Giants. Kickoff is next.
With TurboTax. Come to TurboTax and don't do your taxes. Meet with an expert who'll do them for you, so you can watch more football.
Fox Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
You are my enemy.
In the Northeast, you have to choose your alliances early. Eagles or Giants, pick one. For the 5th time in the playoffs, these two division rivals face off. Decades of aggression. Go ahead, let it all out. It's time for the show. Giants versus Eagles on Fox.
Welcome to the divisional playoffs presented by Intuit TurboTax. Back here in Philadelphia.